Hi everyone, thanks for taking the time to listen. I know your time is precious, so it won't be a long speech. It's just I just thought I'd connect with you. So what is this? I'd like to aim to give an address every quarter to every single individual within the group, just to keep everyone up to date. You know, I want everyone to be connected with the journey that the organisation's on, and just to hear firsthand how important all of your efforts are to me. Yeah, I just really want you to feel the energy I have for what we do and what we achieve for patients, for team members, and for those at HQ. So on Sunday night, as you do, I was listening to a business management podcast, and the former CEO of IBM from 2012 to 2020 came on. Her name is Mrs. Ginny Rometty. She was a software engineer, and she worked her way through to becoming CEO of the business. And she described her role in IBM's journey from being this sort of old legacy business, one that we're all familiar with, sort of sold software and hardware directly to consumers, to a more modern consulting-based business during her tenure. So this is like a 100-year-old organization, and she had to make really sort of uncomfortable changes to ensure it enjoyed its second century of success. But today, now having made these structural and strategic changes, her successor is flourishing, as is IBM. So in their example, I couldn't help but see a little of our own journey in recent years, albeit at a much smaller scale with us. Before COVID, we were a really strong operational dental clinic. We prided ourselves on that, and that was, really the main string to our bow. And but during COVID, and especially in 2022, I felt that it was no longer enough. The world had changed, and we needed to change with it. We had to confront this change, and it was a very hard year for me, coming to terms with what we were missing. What was it we were missing? And she made the comment that hit me right between the eyes, and that was that growth and comfort never coexist. And yeah, what a profound statement. Growth and comfort never coexist. One change she brought in was a monthly learning day where each person had the opportunity to give and receive knowledge. And that, made me proud that in our own way, we're doing something similar with our T24 projects. We're moving towards being a more learning-oriented organisation than just an operational one. Laying the foundations of IBM's new era was sort of this long and expensive process. All the profits from the business over an 8-year period had to be reinvested. In fact, for 6 straight years, their revenue incrementally declined as they were working on this project. But once it was finally done, a new platform for growth had been set. Similarly, our level of reinvestment has never been higher than the past few years, and even in the last few quarters particularly. We finished off a purchase and renovation at Rothwell. We've relocated and reconstructed our Burpengary clinic. We've built a new HQ with a dedicated learning facility and a home for our management team. We've equipped all the clinics with triage scanners. We've bought 2 OPGs, 2 CBCTs, and we've fitted out their respective rooms, in the custom protective way that's required. And now that infrastructure is done, we've managed to set the platform to provide a really world-class professional experience to both work and learn. And it's in place, and it's largely, somehow been paid for, and, these big ticket items are about to basically be complete and commence. Like IBM, I've got this feeling that our next chapter on the back of all this will be a very, very good one. So, I'd like to set a theme for the group each quarter going forward at this time, and the theme for the next quarter is accelerate. This applies to accelerating your learning with T24. Well done to all those who leaned into this new program. For those that haven't yet, don't miss this chance to enjoy a unique a really unique program. That is no cost to you, business hours, recurring, continuing professional development in your area of interest. Accelerating your work, we've welcomed a handful of super talented stars to the various clinics in the form of both experienced dentists and grads who are really not afraid to roll their sleeves up. These complement our, brilliant core of long tenured clinicians who, by the grace of God, continue to choose our facilities home. To borrow a Dolphins rugby league analogy, I feel like the team that we will run out next quarter has never been stronger in skills, in character, in experience, humility, and in self-belief. It's truly a special group of people that we've managed to assemble for the next quarter. And finally, accelerating your personal lives, be it your health and fitness or your relationships. I now feel it's a great time to really hit the gas after a few years of COVID stress and obviously the lingering aftermath of that. I find when this area in my personal life is going well, then the work and the learning sort of tends to follow suit. So looking ahead, our dentists will be taking OPGs and CBCTs in May. So make sure, to all the dentists, get your licenses so we can offer this service. Burpengary will commence its implant retained denture program under the watchful eye of Dr. Michelle. T24 at HQ will continue and to gain momentum as the groups in their respective learning categories settle into this rhythm. And a big shout out to Dr. Nick from John Street for presenting his own learning seminar to the team. It's that sort of collaboration and generosity in learning and teaching that we're really trying to foster, and he's an example of that. So as we embark on what should be a record quarter at every clinic, I'll leave you with a great quote that Ginny referenced in her interview, and that was, "You make a living by what you get, but you make a life by what you give." And Anita, Dom, Peter, Karen and I will continue to really give everything we have in our heads and our hearts so you can thrive through to the middle of the year with the Australia Dental Group. Thanks, guys. Thanks very much.
Cool.